everyone, I'm Mike. I'm here with my friend Brock. This is the TN Ranger channel, and today we are coming to you live from an undisclosed location. Due to copyright laws, we cannot tell you what that location is.
Are you loving it, Mike?
But I'm loving it.
There we go.
Alright, so, you know what time it is. It's morphin' time! TN Ranger mode! Alright, we are here today to do a review. What are we reviewing today? Well, we are reviewing one of the coolest movies from our childhood. It's the second in the franchise. You saw the title. You know what it's called. But yes, we are reviewing Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. So now, to give a little backstory, I guess, when the movie starts, they're still the Zeo Rangers. How do we know that? Well, there's a scene where Kat is falling from the cliff and she reaches up for her morpher and she says Zeo Ranger 1 Pink. So therefore we know that, okay, they're still the Zeo Rangers, and of course they develop the powers a little bit through. Now, one thing that we have to try to keep in mind here is that the movie does not tie in with the season, although storyline it does. If you buy these seasons on DVD, going from Zeo to Turbo, the first episode of Turbo recaps what was in the movie. So I guess maybe we need to keep that in mind, or I don't know.
Well, it does tie in. I do believe it is its 100% own entity, just as the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie did not tie in any way to the series or anything, just based on name and characters alike. They're just their own entities, their own monsters.
Right, but unlike Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, that didn't tie in at all. As a matter of fact, the way that they got their
new powers.
Yeah, it was completely different than what was in the series. This right here, it's a complete transition, and it's a good one. It's probably one, if not the best transition that they made from season to season, which in a way is disappointing because of how terrible the season was. But we're not here to review the season, we're just here to review the movie. So let's give them a little synopsis of what Turbo, a Power Rangers movie is, and we're going to read it directly off of the back of the DVD case. It's the Power Rangers to the rescue as they race to save the planet from certain destruction at the hands of a ruthless band of evil aliens. The evil space alien, Divatox, plans to unleash the dark forces of Malagor, a powerful fiery creature imprisoned inside a volcano on the magical island of Meranthius. She can reach the island only by traveling through the dangerous Nemesis Triangle, and for that she needs the special powers of the magician. Hey, magician.
Hey.
Of the magician Larigo. But Larigo flees to Earth, seeking the only people who can stand against Divatox and her evil plan, the Power Rangers. Along with the new Blue Ranger, their turbo-powered Zords, and the unexpected help of the original Power Rangers, Kimberly and Jason. The Power Rangers set out on their most thrilling and dangerous adventure yet. It sounds really neat.
Just that alone has you hooked.
Yeah, and truth be told, the actual movie itself is not that bad. It's not a bad movie.
Like I said about the original, it's its own entity. It was in a sense Saban and all the creators behind the scenes doing their own thing, separating themselves from the Sentai series.
Right.
Which is in a sense what this is.
Yeah. All right. So let's go over the Rangers. Of course, we have Tommy as the Red Ranger. We've got Kat as the Pink Ranger. We've got Tanya as the Yellow Ranger, and of course, now it starts out with Rocky. Of course, Rocky was the Blue Ranger, but something happens. Rocky gets injured, and a kid by the name of Justin discovers the identity of the Power Rangers, and I guess Zordon and Alpha chose Justin to be the new Blue Ranger, a kid. Now, I know you have an issue with that, so I'm going to let you go into that.
I do have an issue because just as we get into the Alien Ranger season, mini-season, whatever you want to call it, Zordon stated he would not give the powers to the Rangers because they were children.
Yes. Now, for those of you who missed it, back to season 3 of Mighty Morphin, Master Vile, who was the villain at the time, turned the Rangers into kids. And that's what he's saying. Zordon would not give them the powers because they were too young for that responsibility.
Exactly. And now he throws, Justin comes in and he gets the power. Now, that does, a small, somewhat medium, or even, in my opinion, a large loophole or just complete plot twist that just throws you.
If you think about it, it does make a lot of sense why they did it, because, there's a kid who's a Power Ranger. Obviously, this is a kid's movie.
Exactly.
Or show. And so, every kid wants to be a Power Ranger. So, of course, it's going to appeal to the kids.
Exactly. And, while I do have a problem with it, I'm not getting down on it.
Yeah.
They needed something different. Yes, Rock, the guy that played Rocky, he was leaving.
Yeah.
They needed something, and
Steve Cardenas was the actor's name who plays Rocky.
Justin finds out that they're Power Rangers. They have no one else really to do it. So what do? They take their only options, Justin.
Yeah. And honestly, for the movie, I really think that was a great direction to go.
It was. It kind of made it to where, I was at that age, Justin was right around Turbo. It's like, wow, this kid got it, even though I knew it was fake.
Yeah.
It was like, I could aspire to do that.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, I loved the concept. Now, of course, again, we're trying our best to not review the season, but as we get on later through the season, Justin really does become kind of annoying.
In my opinion, not only annoying, he's more of a gimmick. That's all he truly was just a gimmick to see if it would work. And yet again, we're not trying to go into the season, but Turbo is ranked by a lot of fans as the worst season of the Zordon era, which would be through, from the original season all the way through space. And is considered one of, if not the, it's within the top 5 of the worst Ranger seasons of all time.
Yeah, but for the movie, it totally worked.
It did. It drew people in.
He is a very likable character for the movie, simply because everyone wanted to be a Power Ranger when they were younger. I remember that. Every Halloween, I had to be a Power Ranger.
I remember one Halloween, I was the White Ranger.
Yeah. So, it totally worked. So now, off of that subject, on to this new villain. Obviously, I guess King Mondo and Prince Sprocket and Queen Machina of the Machine Empire from Zeo just completely fell off the face of the earth.
Well,
and now we have Divatox.
Right, at the end of Zeo, if most people didn't catch it, Rita and Zed blew up the Machine Empire. They took, just gave them a bomb and they blew them up. So
I have not watched Zeo in a long time, which is why I didn't.
And that right there, a lot of us thought, hey, they're going back to Rita and Zed. Something different, it falls in that we know who they are, but it's still a couple of characters that we can emotionally invest in.
Yeah.
But they throw us for a loop and they throw in Divatox, which my only problem I have with Divatox, this is Turbo, okay? Based on cars, speed. Divatox is a pirate. Where does that tie in?
In a giant fish submarine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She has a dude that is walking around in a giant fish bowl. Her nephew Elgar, who, in my opinion, just looks like a deep fried banana.
Yeah. That's a good explanation of what Elgar is. Oh, also, and again, really trying not to go into the season, but it's like at the end of the movie, she throws Elgar down a volcano.
Exactly.
And he's in the season.
It made no sense. But I think Elgar was more comedic relief because if you look at it, we had in the originals we had Babu and Finster. After that, we haven't, there was other comedic relief, and that's all Elgar truly was.
Yeah. Speaking of comedic relief, we cannot forget the two most comical characters that have ever been on the show, Bulk and Skull. Bulk and Skull are in this, thank goodness. I remember growing up, I didn't really care much for Bulk and Skull, but now as an adult going back and rewatching it, it really is nice